What's up, everybody? Welcome back to more Let's Play .hack GU. In the last episode, we, Kuhn was a pedophile. In this episode, who knows? Maybe I'll be a pedophile. Little context if you haven't seen the previous episode. We went on a quest with Kuhn. He was trying to be a creep for a female player. Then he finds out she's 9 years old, and he was at the butt of many jokes. In this episode, the quest we're gonna go on has Alcade in it. And as you all know, I had an anime crush on Alcade back in the day. So, it hasn't been revealed yet, but Alcade's only 16, and I'm a grown-ass man. So, what does that make me? Am I really any better? But I don't know. Anime is weird. Does weird things to you. So, who knows? And if it's a fictional crush, then it's like, who the fuck cares? It's not like you'll go on the street, you know, harassing 16-year-old or 9-year-old girls.
We're training you as a GU member.
What? Come on now. Don't worry. It's a quest, right? Let's have some fun.
I don't want to hear Kuhn say that. I need some time away from Kuhn after that last episode. So this quest unfortunately isn't as lending to as many jokes. It's more of a Pi sticking up for Haseo as Alcade makes fun of Haseo kind of thing.
You're... Oh. Alcade. Hi there.
You stay away.
Going into the dungeon too? What a coincidence. So are we.
What else would they be doing here, Kuhn?
Well, if it isn't the great Haseo.
What?
I'm surprised a cheater like you needs to take on quests like a regular player. Isn't that far off your style?
Yeah, Alcade like acts all tough and everything. You might think, why is she even bothering with a quest? But she's like a massive dork, as you'll find out in the next volume. So, it's not too weird for her to be here. I guess it's weird for Haseo to be here, because, you know, Haseo's terrible, but I gotta get those terrible Haseo jokes in while I can, because he's not gonna be as terrible for the rest of the series now. He's had his like little character moment. He'll still have his spats here and there, but he becomes a lot more tolerable, so gotta get those Haseo jokes in while I still can. But, so, okay, this dungeon pissed me off so much when I played it that I don't even show most of this quest, because there's nothing to show, really. The enemy that we're going to be coming up on, I'm not sure when exactly. You might notice there's a whole lot of nothing in here. Okay, there, right there. This enemy here, this enemy takes a decent while to take down. And you get shit experience from it. So I'm like, fuck that, I'm out. And I was just trying to make it to the end of the dungeon, to finish the quest, and move on with the game. And I had this feeling in my gut, you're gonna regret this for some reason. There is gonna be some stupid quest at some point in the GU series when you're gonna have to kill a certain amount of enemies before the quest actually gets to where it needs to be. And wouldn't you know it, this is that quest. I avoid all of these enemies throughout this dungeon, trying to explore it, and it's not until I uncover the entire map that I realize that's what you need to do for this quest, isn't it? So, I'm gonna be skipping most of this dungeon entirely. I'll leave in, you know, the story stuff, of course, but yeah, it's just, I mean, look at that. Haseo's the only one that got any kind of decent experience, and if you can even call that decent. I mean, it's decent in like a normal JRPG, but like for this one, when it's so easy to level up if you just go to an area a few levels higher, and you can just like level up every few battles, like 100 points is like awful.
Why is a cheater like you taking on a quest? Hey, you cheater! Stop stop showing yourself around me.
Yeah, get out of
I
here.
might not stop myself from bashing you in the head.
Please do.
You were a PKK until recently, right? Called yourself the Terror of Death? Ha! I bet you cheated to get famous.
The only way that could have been better if she
Honest,
would have
people
called him a
are
nerd
busting
for
their
that.
butts in the arena.
She makes a good
Someone like
point.
you isn't welcomed in the tournament.
In fact, this scene is kind of
That's a nice speech.
interesting.
And
And from what Pi is gonna say
poor
too.
little girl that's protecting the order of the arena.
Shut up! You don't know anything, so butt out of it.
And you claim that you do? You know why he was a PKK? Or why he entered the tournament? Why he did this?
What?
You're the one who doesn't know.
Pi!
Shut your mouth. Don't tell them about my love for Shino.
That's a legitimate reason to cheat? Don't make me laugh.
Yeah, so this is like an interesting
I don't have any
point
reason to
that
stay
it's a shame this is only in a side quest that you don't need to do.
Let's go.
Alcade's right. Haseo did cheat to get to where he is. That's like... It may not seem like it, but he did. But at the same time, it's like... Pi has a point too. Because there's more going on than just playing the game for the arena. They are researching and trying to cure the Ida situation.
Hey, that's my prey. Don't even think about it. I was here first.
Hey, look out!
So this is after you take out all of the enemies in the dungeon. It's just one floor too, so it was just basically the room just went in like a circle with a bunch of small rooms attached to it. Basically, you just take out all those and then this shows up and blah 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 blah. It took like a long time before I realized what had to go down. Some of these quests kind of throw you. In fact, there was one in Volume 2 that threw me so much I got so mad and like didn't pick the game up again for like a week. But I'll complain about that when it happens. Thank you. I was wondering when I was gonna put that awakening up.
I'll finish.
But, yeah, it's kind of interesting to think this is, like, one of those gray moments. Oh, Alcade's even fighting with you in this battle. That's cool. You know, I always, wondered, going back to the previous episode when he wanted that 9-year-old girl to follow him. Like, what happens if you just, like, form a party of 3, but then, like, meet up with another party of 3? Like, what's to stop you from just, like, playing the game together? And just, like, you know, healing each other and shit like that.
Sis! Big sis, are you alright?
I'm not your sister.
Okay, sis?
Stop calling me sis.
Did these guys cause you trouble? You're gonna get it for that! Stop!
Why'd you save me anyway?
Who knows?
Why'd you have to win by cheating?
None of your business.
It is my business because you beat me. I don't
Kind
know
of.
what you're doing. I don't know what your motivation is. But what you did at the tournament is an insult to all the fighters of the arena. I'll never forgive you for it.
Yeah, I
One
mean,
of these days, I'm gonna get you back.
kind of.
That's why.
Like, how many people, like,
Till that
train their
day,
hearts
you
out,
better
and
not
then
lose to
it was
anyone
just
else.
like,
You can have that treasure.
Sayo walks in
That should
here with
clear
the
my debt
avatar
to
and just like, you know, what, like it's no big deal. And he continuously does it too.
Is it really okay?
It's like,
No way! You're
Ugh.
giving the item to him?
well, that was nice of Alcade. Thanks, babe.
Hey, you got a nice item there.
No.
This is...
No.
It's perfect for a rookie like you.
Did you invite me here because you knew this item was here?
Don't get the wrong idea. We need you to become something that we can use.
Thanks, Pi. That sounded as nice as it
What?
was.
It's not like you to show gratitude. Oh,
But I don't like you or anything.
we're heading back.
Yeah, Pi, like I mentioned when the Tarvos episode happened, Pi is like the first Haseo's harem. I didn't really explain it too well there, but basically every girl in this game falls in love with Haseo. And one of the boys. So that's cool. Like, Haseo is like one of the most unlikable characters I've ever seen in a video game. And along with all of the other tropes that this brings in, it brings in the harem trope too. There's even a wallpaper you get with every girl in the game surrounding Haseo and fawning over him. It's like... it's like GU needs to take as much anime as it possibly can and make sure it's represented in GU, even if it doesn't make a lick of sense in any of the story. Yeah, so Pi is like the tsundere towards him, and yes, unfortunately this also means Alcade falls for him as well. In fact, it's one of the bigger plot points in Volume 2. Yeah, just because I had an anime crush on her doesn't mean like she was a perfect character or anything. She has her faults. In fact, she like almost does like a complete 180 when she befriends Haseo, like, in the first place. I don't even remember how, like... Well, I remember how, I'm trying to remember the specific point in the conversation where she decides, okay, I don't hate you anymore. It doesn't make sense at all. It's a mess! GU is a mess! Why is GU the way it is? Oh my god, it's a giant mess. Alright, so... those are the two quests. We're also gonna speed through that area Adelie emailed us about too, just so... because I feel like we've been having a lot of, like, useless episodes lately, and I kind of just want to get on with the plot. I want to get on with some better parts of this game. And, one of my favorite parts of this volume is approaching. The whole fight with Endrance is really interesting to me. I think a large part of it has to do because it's very much connected to the first series, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. You know, it's also what we've been training to do. We've been basically trying to, like, train and win against Endrance for, like, the past 30 parts. So, it is a climax of a sort. And then we have some other story stuff after that, but not much more. We are close to the end of the game, and that's another reason why I'm making sure we're doing these training quests, just to make sure we're good on levels. Because the last boss, as I mentioned last time, it can throw you. We don't have much of a problem with him, so it's fine. But the post-game boss, I actually didn't do any extra leveling up for, and I did have not a hard time, but it took a long time because the level difference was too big, and it was like a chip damage kind of situation against him, so that takes up most of the bonus episode, if you want to see it. It is a completely unique enemy that's different from most of everything else we've seen. So, it's... I don't know. I'd say it's worth watching, but I'm making the video and trying to get you to watch, so... whatever. So let's go do this other quest with Syllabus and Adelie and get our levels up. I mean, I said before, you probably want to make sure Kuhn and Pi are good on their levels too, but I mean, we still need to win against Endrance, and Endrance actually has an interesting attack that I'm surprised was in this game. His sword has a charm effect on it, or he has a skill that can inflict charm. And charm is not a skill or a status effect that you encounter at any other point in this game. In fact, it doesn't even show up until Volume 3. So it's kind of interesting that it shows up, like, now. And you have no way to really, like, defend yourself against it. So if, on the off chance that you're watching this and you've never played an RPG before, you don't know what the charm effect is. Charm is basically a status effect that, that makes you attack your own party members automatically. It's kind of like the advanced form of confusion where you'll randomly attack the opponent and your own characters. So, that I always thought was interesting. Yeah, I can't remember now if it is, because I remember getting all three of us getting inflicted at once, and I don't think he could have hit all three of us with a single sword attack, so it must have been like a skill or something he used. I don't know. Endrance. I don't remember Endrance being particularly tough, but then again, we're also leveling up for him. So I guess we'll see. We'll see that probably in the next episode. I can't think of anything else that may have been preventing me from going against him. Off the top of my head. As of the recording right now, this is the last episode I have, like, pre-edited. I've been trying to, like, find different ways to, like, more effective ways to record episodes. I've been pretty lucky so far, and I've been getting an episode out a day. But, you know, obviously I can't have, you know, editing and voicing every single day. Because, you know, life has other stuff in it that I need to do. But, so I kind of like to do a bunch of these at once and create a little backlog so I can make sure I can continuously upload. But, oh man, look at all that experience. So, for this dungeon, I kind of just made a, in lieu of a fast-forwarding thing, I kind of made a, like a highlights section. So, I'll show off what enemies we fight, and I show people we go into, and, yeah, when I did this, I just wanted to highlight how exactly the same all of these NPCs look. Because again, the first Dot Hack game was so much better because everyone had unique looks and everything. They all totally weren't color swaps of each other. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Whatever. So we get an arena battle. We get a PK battle here, too. Her name was Madam Insane. At first I thought that was one of the chaotic PKs, but we haven't actually seen any of those yet. I'm pretty sure you have to do, the Vital Vista side quest for that. Oh! We still haven't done that. When do I do that too? Crap. Please don't be the next episode. I really... Oh man, I'm gonna apologize in advance if that's the next episode. I at least hope I'm smart enough to, like, keep that and Endrance's fight in the same episode if that is what happens. Oh, these enemies I like. I think these guys are cute. They're these little stick figure-like creatures that hide under these shells. They can also self-destruct, so, and they don't give you much warning for when they're about to do it. I don't think they'll self-destruct when their, shells are on, but when they lose their shells, I think they'll do it. They also like to spread, status effects from underneath their shells, too. But, I don't know, these were more of my favorite enemies from GU. I just thought they were cute. In fact, a couple of, Upkalu drawings, I think, actually feature these guys. Oh, there goes one of them. But yeah, nothing really terribly important happened in this dungeon, but I just wanted to show off just a few things that happened in it. I think Haseo gets a new broadsword, finally, too. Because I think we've had Matsu's flame sword on for long enough. And here's our lucky animal. I actually don't know what it does, because as you'll see in just a second, it doesn't work whatever he tries to do. Yeah, I think if, I think he changes the objects into treasure chests, which I don't really, if that's the case, then I don't really get the point, because it's like, you're getting items anyway. Maybe it's like you get different types of items from objects or from treasure chests. Yeah, you probably do. I usually notice you get, like, weapons and armor from treasure chests, and you get, like, healing items from like, objects like mushrooms and stuff that you break open. But, yeah, as you can see, Haseo just got a new sword, and it's freaking ridiculous looking. You know, I always got mad whenever people said Cloud Sword was too big, because, like, look at, like, other swords in anime, and hell, just look here. It's like, Cloud Sword ain't that big, man. If we're gonna talk about, like, a big sword from Final Fantasy VII, let's talk about Sephiroth's sword. Sephiroth is 6 feet tall, and his katana is just as long as he is, so it's like, it's a 6-foot long katana. At least Cloud Sword is like I don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, anatomically correct. That's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. It's proportionate, at least. Even if it is bigger. But, yeah, I'm actually, so I guess goblins are, like, the default base enemy. They're like the Dragon Quest slimes, and, like the imps in Final Fantasy. They're like the beginner enemy that, like, gets, like, upgraded for, oh my god, Adley just got, like, 500 experience points from that. They're like they upgrade throughout the game, and I mean, a lot of them do, but, like, I feel like the goblins will, like, take on different, like, armor and stuff, and, like, ride vehicles sometimes. I'm surprised we haven't seen more goblin stuff. And Natalie gets Ul rep here. That's the one thing I always, like, hesitate about skipping these trading areas, because I do want to show off, like, what new skills characters have learned. But Ul rep is basically the next, higher level healing spell. Instead of 100, it'll do 200. It's kind of a ripoff, though, unless you're further in the game, because, as you saw, rep costs 14 SP to do. Ul rep costs 40, so it's a little more than... No, it's about 3 times as much SP, just to do double the healing. It kind of sucks. Oh, here we go. Wind! That was the opposite effect of Earth. I think I was talking about that in the last episode. I couldn't remember what Earth's opposing element was in this game. But there we go. There we go. Hopefully we're prepared to take on Endrance for the next episode. I'm gonna cry if that's not the next episode. Yeah, I feel like there aren't as many of these training missions next time, because in the next volume, I mean, because first of all, even though the arena is a big part of the story, and the next 2 volumes as well, it doesn't take as long as it does in GU. Like, there are no preliminaries, you go straight into the tournament. There is not as much, like, bogus fluff in between matches. There is still stuff to do between matches, but, you know, things go a little faster. It basically takes up, like, the first half of the game in Volume 2, instead of, like, 3/4 of the game, like in Volume 1. I'm actually still in the tournament part of Volume 3, but I'm coming close to the end of it, so I don't think it's... I think it's safe to say it's, like, the first half of Volume 3, too. Maybe even less than that. But, yeah. The tournament definitely feels bigger and more important in Volume 1, but it's not going to be as consuming as it is in the next 2 volumes, so you don't have to worry about that when we get there. But, looks like we're out of time, so next episode, fingers crossed, the fight with Endrance.